Let's get started today in ragdoll pose. So ragdoll, can come toward the top of your mat. Walk your feet as wide as you'd like, and then take a really generous bend in your knees. Drape your torso over your thighs. You can find stillness or a little bit of movement by swaying side to side. Option to grab for opposite elbows or interlace your hands around the back of your head to let your head hang down a little heavier. Feel the gentle opening in your hamstrings. Bring your attention to your breath. Draw in a nice deep breath through your nose. Feel the backside of your body fill up with air. And a nice loud open mouth exhale, sigh your air out. Take another deep breath in, just like that. Fill up your belly, your chest. This time, seal your lips and exhale back out your nose. Continue breathing in and out through your nose. Breathing fully with each inhale and exhale. Take 2 more breaths here on your own. Drop your hands down to your mat if you're not already there. Toe heel your feet together to touch. Leave just a sliver of space between your heels. And then slowly, on a nice deep inhale, roll all the way up to stand, stacking one vertebrae on top of the next. No rush to get to the top. When you do, inhale, shrug your shoulders up. Exhale, relax your shoulders down your back. Press your palms together at heart center. You can put your eyes closed or soften your gaze. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Create a nice solid foundation and lift your kneecaps up to engage your quads. Take a deep breath in. Strong breath back out your nose. Blink your eyes open, drop your arms to your sides and shine your palms forward. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep your arms up overhead. Option to press your palms together and gaze up. Find length in your entire body. Breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Splice down through heart center, hinging from your hips as you go down. Inhale, halfway lift. Palms to shins or thighs. Flatten out your spine. Shift your weight into the ball mounds of your feet and gaze straight down. Take a breath in. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms, step your feet back. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your heels over your toes. Inhale, shift forward 2 inches. Exhale, low plank, lower down halfway, elbows pinned into your sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip the tops of your feet. Shine your heart forward and straighten your arms. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pike your hips up and back. Pause here for a couple breaths, and you can pedal into one knee, pedal into the next. Feel a stretch along each calf and each hamstring. Press your palms firmly down and forward, and as you do that, lift your tailbone up and press your chest toward your thighs to find length in your spine. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands together at your heart. Send your arms down to your sides. Inhale, mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, deep breath out as you sink down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. You can always take these on your knees or skip them and just press back to down dog. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift your thighs up. Exhale, downward facing dog, pike your hips up and back. Inhale, lift to your hands. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your spine. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, mountain pose, rise all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands together at heart center. Drop your arms down to your sides. Inhale, mountain pose, extend up. Exhale, forward fold, ride your breath down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze your core in tight. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana, whichever variation you want. Inhale, upward facing dog, press your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. Take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out, press your heels toward your mat. Inhale, kick your right leg high, squeeze your right butt cheek to lift your heel a bit higher, breath in. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot in between your palms. Now load all of your weight into your right foot. Inhale, standing L, launch up onto your front leg and lift your back leg off of the ground. Keep your hips squared down to the floor, and then you can tense your fingers on the ground to maintain a nice neutral spine, breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Step your left foot down to meet your right. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips nice and low and reach your arms up to frame your face. Shift your weight into your heels and tuck your tailbone under, breath in. Exhale, forward fold, dive back down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, neutralize your spine. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot to the back of your mat and then drop your left knee down to the ground. Inhale, crescent moon. Lift your arms up to frame your face and breathe here for a couple breaths. You can leave your arms up or interlace your hands around your front thigh. Maybe press your hands on your waist. Feel this nice stretch through your left hip flexor. Press your pelvis forward and bend deeply into your right knee. Inhale, crescent moon. Extend your arms up to frame your face. Exhale, half split. Straighten your right leg. Put up onto your right heel and point your right toes toward the ceiling. Engage your right quad by pulling your right kneecap upward, and then this will aid in the lengthening of the back of your leg as you engage the top of your leg. Take one more breath in. Hinge a bit deeper on your breath out. Inhale, crescent moon. Shift your weight back forward. Lift your arms up to frame your face. Exhale, high to low plank. Plant your palms, step your right leg back, and then lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your tailbone up and back. Inhale, keep your left leg high. Flex your left toes down to the ground. Squeeze your left butt cheek. Breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot in between your palms. Now press all of your weight down into your left foot. Inhale, standing L. Lift your right leg up off of the ground. Flex your right toes toward your mat. Keep your right glute engaged. So squeeze your right glute. Lift your right heel just a little bit higher. Breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Drop your right foot down to meet your left. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low. Extend your arms up to frame your face. Sit just a little bit lower, breath in. Exhale, forward fold, dive back down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your spine. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot to the back of your mat and then drop your right knee down to the ground. Inhale, crescent moon, extend your arms up to frame your face and then breathe here. Couple breaths to sink in. Shift your pelvis forward. Bend deeply into your left knee, but avoid your left knee going out to the side. Keep your left knee pointing straight ahead. Inhale, crescent moon. Lift your arms back up to frame your face. Exhale, half split. Straighten your left leg. Tense your fingers on the ground. Point your left toes up toward the ceiling. Keep this hinge from your hips, so maintain a nice neutral spine. Feel the stretch in your left hamstring and then engage your left quad by pulling your left kneecap up. One more breath in. One more breath out, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, crescent moon. Shift your weight forward. Extend your arms up to frame your face. Exhale, high to low plank. Plant your palms. Step your left foot back and then lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. This is our sun B today. Let's flow through this, linking breath to movement. Inhale, kick your right heel high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot in between your palms. Inhale, standing L. Lift your left foot up off of the ground and tense your fingers on the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Drop your left foot down to meet your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten out your back. Exhale, forward fold. Release down. Inhale, chair pose. Utkatasana. Sit your hips low. Reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Dive back down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot back and then drop your left knee down to your mat. Inhale, crescent moon. Lift your arms up to frame your face. Press your pelvis forward. Exhale, half split. Straighten your right leg. Come up onto your right heel and tense your fingers. Inhale, crescent moon. Shift your weight forward. Arms up to frame your face. Exhale, high to low plank. Plant your palms. Step your right foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press the ground away. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pike your hips up and back. Inhale, keep your left heel high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot in between your palms. Inhale, standing L. Use the strength of your left leg and lift your right foot up off of the ground. Exhale, forward fold. Drop your right foot down to meet your left. Inhale, halfway lift. Neutralize your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bend down. Inhale, chair pose. Hips nice and low. Squeeze your inner thighs toward your midline. Exhale, forward fold. Dive back down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten your back. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot to the back of your space and drop your right knee down to the ground. Inhale, crescent moon. Lift your arms up. Feel the stretch on your right hip flexors. Exhale, half split. Straighten your left leg. Tense your fingers and point your left toes up. Inhale, crescent moon. Shift forward. Arms up to frame your face. Exhale, high to low plank. Plant your palms. Step your left foot back and lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Engage your core to lift your hips. Inhale, kick your right heel high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot in between your palms. Inhale, standing L. Launch up onto your front leg. Lift your left foot off the ground. Exhale, forward fold. Drop your left foot down to meet your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Engage your core. Flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold. Release down. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips nice and low. Reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Dive back down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot to the back of your space and drop your left knee down. Inhale, crescent moon. Lift your arms up to frame your face. Exhale, half split. Straighten your right leg. Tense your fingers on the ground. Inhale, crescent moon. Shift back forward. Arms up. Exhale, high to low plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Take whatever variation you choose. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Inhale, kick your left heel high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot in between your palms. Inhale, standing L. Lift your right foot up off of the ground. Flex your right toes down. Exhale, forward fold. Drop your right leg down to meet your left. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bend down. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips nice and low. Lowest chair yet. Squeeze your thighs toward one another. Exhale, forward fold. Dive down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten out your spine. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot to the back of your mat and drop your right knee down. Inhale, crescent moon. Lift your arms up to frame your face. Exhale, half split. Straighten your left leg. Engage your left quad and stretch through your hamstring. Inhale, crescent moon, shift your weight forward, arms up. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Step your left leg back and lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, press your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Drop down to your knees. Press your big toes together and spread your knees out wide. Sit your hips back for child's pose, resting your forehead down into your space. A couple rounds of breath here on your own to reset. Try to match the length of your in-breath and your out-breath. Filling all the way up on each inhale and exhaling completely on each breath out. Take one more nice deep breath in. And one more breath out. Sink your hips a little deeper. Your next inhale, shift up to a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Maybe your heels press a little bit closer toward your mat now that your body's a little more warmed up. Inhale, extend your right heels high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot in between your palms. Same transition here. Inhale, standing L. Lift your left leg up off of the ground. Really use the strength of your right leg here. Now you can stay in standing L and practice strength and stability and balance here. If you want to move on, begin to draw your hands together at heart center. If you want to take it a little further, level 3 would be warrior 3. Extend your arms out in front of you to frame your face. Take a nice deep breath in here. Now exhale, come up to one leg mountain, but extend your arms down by your sides and face your palms forward in this variation of one-legged mountain. Flex your left toes up toward your face. Squeeze your right butt cheek to create a solid foundation in your right leg. Take a breath in. Stay for your breath out. Your inhale, go back to warrior 3. So shift your weight forward as you extend your arms out in front of you to frame your face. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, one leg mountain with arms down at your side. Lift your left knee up, palms forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind your back. One more time. Inhale, warrior 3. Shift your torso forward and down, arms up to frame your face. And exhale, forward fold. Drop your left foot down to meet your right. And take a second to pedal out your legs. Give your right leg a bit of a break. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your spine. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands together at heart center. Ground down through your left foot. Inhale, tree pose on the right. Connect the sole of your right foot to your inner left shin or your inner left thigh. So your calf or your thigh. It's really the first kind of hip opener we've done today. So maybe you keep your foot down on your shin today. It's totally fine wherever you're at. You can take whatever arm variation you'd like. Just press your foot into your standing leg just as much as you press your standing leg back into your foot. Continue to focus on your breath, regulating in-breath and out-breath. One more deep breath in. And exhale, Samastitihi. Slowly drop your right foot down to your mat. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Neutralize your spine. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. You can always take them on your knees or stick them. Inhale, upward facing dog. Pull your thighs up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your tailbone up and back. Inhale, extend your left heel high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot in between your palms. Inhale, standing L. Launch up onto your front leg and lift your right foot up off of your mat behind you. Again, you can stay right here with your fingers tented on the ground. You can always come back here if you want to move on. Level 2, hands together at heart center. Continue to gaze down. Squeeze your core in tight to help with your balance. Level 3 would be warrior 3 with your arms extended out in front of you to frame your face. Continue to engage your right glute, lift your back heel up, deep breath in. On your exhale, lift up to one leg mountain with your arms at your sides, so your right knee in line with your right hip, arms down by your sides, palms shining forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades together so it's a little expanse through your heart here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, back to warrior 3. Hinge your torso forward, kick your right leg back. Either hands together at your heart or tented on the ground or arms up to frame your face. Deep breath in. Exhale, one-legged mountain. Lift your right knee up in line with your hips. Stay strong in your standing leg. Continue to squeeze your left butt cheek. And inhale, warrior 3. Kick your right leg back. Option to extend your arms out in front of you. And exhale, forward fold. Drop your right foot down to your mat, and then take a second to pedal out your legs here. Giving your left leg a bit of a break. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, mountain pose, rise all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, Samasthiti, drop your hands together at your heart. Ground onto your right leg this time. Inhale, tree pose on the left. Connect the sole of your left foot to your right calf or your right thigh. You can also just kickstand your toes on the ground for tree pose. That's a great way to practice a little bit of stability there. But you can take whatever variation you'd like. Feel the opposing energy from your right leg and your left foot. And just squeeze everything to the midline. Feel your core engage as you do that. So what's really helping with your balance here is this lock in your abdomen. Take one more breath in. Exhale, Samasthiti. Drop your left foot down to the ground. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga. Always the option to skip these. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog, pike your hips up and back. Take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out, press your palms down and forward. Inhale, shift forward to a high plank. And then with control, lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes, press the tops of your feet down, and then pull your inner legs together. Inhale, baby cobra. Gently lift your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades in toward your spine. Lift up a little bit higher. Breath in. Exhale, lower down. Lower your left cheek down to your mat. Extend your arms down by your sides. Take just a couple rounds of breath here. A little mini shavasana. Return your chin to center. Keep your arms down by your sides, but face your palms down toward the ground. So your thumbs should be pointing outward and your pinkies are in toward your body, so your palms are down. Inhale, locust pose. Lift everything up in this variation. Palms stay facing the ground, but lift your legs, lift your arms, lift your chest. Engage your entire back line of your body, and then hug your inner legs together. Deep breath in, lift a little higher. Exhale, lower back down. Drop your right cheek down to your mat and let your arms just hang out down by your sides. turn your chin to center. Press your palms down into the ground and lift up to standing on your knees. Stay up on your knees. We'll take camel pose today. So for camel, walk your feet to about hip width distance. Place your hands on your low back. I'll turn this way so you can see. Place your hands on your low back and then squeeze your elbows toward one another behind you. So it's almost like they disappear behind you if you were to be looking in a mirror. And then begin to trace your gaze along the ceiling. Take a breath in. Exhale, camel pose. Press your hips forward to stack your hips over your knees. Keep your heart lifted. If you've got a really mobile low back, maybe you can reach down through your ankles, but don't push anything here. You can always just keep your hands on your low back for support. On your next inhale, slowly rise back up. Then take a seat down on your heels and close your eyes for a moment. And place your hands either on your thighs, maybe one hand over your heart, one over your belly. Camel pose tends to make your heart rate increase, so that's totally normal. Just take a couple breaths, regulating your inhales and exhales. You can blink your eyes open, shift over to one side, extend your legs straight out in front of you. Take seated forward fold, take counter those back bends. So point your toes up toward the ceiling. Find a lot of length in your spine and then remove any flesh from underneath your sit bones. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, seated forward fold. Hinge your torso forward and down. Grab for whatever you can. That might be your shins, it might be your feet. Whatever you can grab. The next inhale, slowly rise back up. Let's take half pigeon today. So we'll meet in a downward facing dog. When you cross your ankles and step your feet back to the back of your mat. Inhale, kick your right heel high. Exhale, half pigeon on the right. Draw your right knee toward your right wrist. And then plant your right shin down on your mat. It's okay if your shin isn't totally parallel with the top of your mat. It's totally fine. You can either stay upright or you can sink down into sleeping pigeon, hinging your torso down toward your mat and then resting this your third eye center, the space in your forehead, either on your hands or a block or the mat or something. Use your exhales to allow your body to sink into this posture. It's really easy to build up a lot of tension in your hips, this major joint in your body. Your next inhale, if you're in sleeping pigeon, press back up and press into your palms. Tuck your back toes under. Inhale, three-legged dog. Lift your right leg up and back behind you. Option for a counter stretch by bending your right knee and dropping your right ankle toward your left glute. We'll meet in downward facing dog, however you want to get there. Inhale, extend your left heel high. Exhale, half pigeon on the left. Draw your left knee toward your left wrist. Flex your left toes. Your left toes are pointing the wall in front of you. Will protect your joints. Make sure your right leg is extended straight back behind you. So if you look back, it should be on the top of your right foot rather than rolling over onto the side. You can stay upright or hinge down to sleeping pigeon. Even the weight between your hips and then allow your body to sink into this. Feel this deep opening in your hips. If you're in sleeping pigeon, press back up onto your palms. Tuck your back toes under. Inhale, three-legged dog. Kick your left heel high behind you. Option for a counter stretch again. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Maybe take a few hip circles. And meet in downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, come through to a seat. Can flip over onto your butt. Press the soles of your feet down into the ground and recline down to your back. Pull your right knee up into your right armpit and extend your left leg long. Take a deep breath in, squeeze your right knee up. Exhale, supine twist. Draw your right leg over to the left side of your space and either tee out or goal post your arms. You can gaze up or you can drop your gaze over your right shoulder. Just keep your shoulder blades down to the ground. There shouldn't be too much effort in this posture. Just like gravity do its work. Return back to center. Hug your left knee up into your left armpit. Wrap your arms around your left shin. Extend your right leg long. Inhale, squeeze your left knee up. Exhale, supine twist. Draw your left leg over to the right side of your space. And then tee out or goal post your arms, resting both shoulder blades into the earth. Stack your hips on top of one another. Feel this nice gentle twist in your spine. Return to center. Hug your knees up into your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Roll up into one tiny little ball. Squeeze everything together as tight as you can. Breath in. Exhale, Shavasana. Let your arms and legs go long. Allow your body to fall into whatever shape it pleases here. Whatever you need this morning. Take a quick body scan, starting from your toes. Release any tension in your toes, the bottoms of your feet, your ankles. Release any tightness in your calves, and your knees, your quads. Release the tension from your hips. Any tightness in your abs. Feel your belly rise and fall with the natural rhythm of your breath. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Place your hands wherever is comfortable, in whatever position you choose. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax the muscles in your forehead. Enjoy another moment of rest here. You can stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you'd like to be guided out this morning, begin to bring some life back to your fingers and your toes. Roll out your ankles and your wrists. Take a long body stretch. Extend your arms overhead, point your toes. Draw your knees up in toward your chest and then rock onto either your right or left side, using your bicep as a pillow for fetal pose. Press yourself up to a nice tall seat. You can place your hands on your knees in your lap or at heart center. We'll finish with a breath. Exhale out any air in your lungs. Take a nice deep full breath in through your nose. Feel the air enter your entire body and hold your breath in at the top. Open mouth, exhale, sigh your air out nice and loud. Lift your thumbs to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows and your forehead. The light in me honors and sees the light in all of you. Bow forward. Namaste.
Thanks, Emily. I'm the first one to say it today.